The American forces, again, they have slowly regained their men and time to hopefully make a large-scale counterattack. Drives the AT guns away. That could be big. Hello everyone, I'm Greyshot17, and today I'm covering a Company of Heroes 3 1v1 match. So, who do we have here today? We got ourselves Chimney Sweeper as the Americans versus the Wehrmacht Ibrahim Mo Alpha. It's Ibrahimo Alpha. Sure, I'm sure I didn't just butcher that name. But if you have a name for me to butcher, submit it to my Gmail or Discord down below. With the patch currently up and running, I currently need some stuff to cover for CoH3, so please submit it. And of course, you can always submit CoH2 replays as well. Which I just put up the CoH2 replay bot because apparently it's been not functioning for a little while. But luckily, I was kind enough to message creator and get that patched up. So always trying to help. Let's see how these guys are going to help each other. We got ourselves Luftwaffe, the battle group versus Special Operations. That, of course, was signified by the Weasel. Alright, and this Weasel, by the way, pretty solid for dropping off equipment. But not just that. Of course, you can upgrade it with a nice little piece of firepower to hopefully hold the enemy at bay. A solid early vehicle, in my opinion, at just causing absolute chaos, especially for the Wehrmacht. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe the Kettenkrad can go toe-to-toe and defeat... No, it has no weapon. That's dumb. But what it can do is quickly grab resources. And, of course, if you upgrade it, get you even more resources. Preferably, I actually really liking the upgrade just because it does help you over time getting the resources. And, as well, I like it because of the... let me switch back over to it so you guys can see. The spotting scope for the quick scan. That way you can see very far early game. Sure, you have stuff like the 221 that can extend range, but it's not as good as the 222 from CoH2, nor does it have the long sight of it. So, you know, there's some things in CoH3 that changed, maybe not for the better for the unit. But in this case, Grenadiers got 2 more men, so they're happy to have more company. In this case, they are the Soviets in this match, and with 12 men, they're going to overwhelm the American forces, who are going to pull back. Victory point-wise, again, as soon as you start getting someone with a lead, the clock starts, and it's going to be taken down pretty quick. So, we have ourselves 1 victory point for the Germans, a second one currently being captured, and a third one that is up north, where the Kettenkrad is being dominated by a Weasel. So, unfortunately, it looks like the Kettenkrad is going to be dominated and taken out. Oh, my God, the blood splatter of him hitting the road. Damn. Oh. But, good job on the Weasel. Almost vet 1. So, if you get some shots in the Pioneers, you might be able to get that. American forces are pressing. They're moving to front to cover, hoping to maybe overwhelm the Grenadiers while they're out of cover. But it looks like, firepower-wise, they are holding okay. But what's this? We do have support coming on in, and that is a Falchion Pioneer. So while these guys battle it out with the fence, hoping to hold on, they do have a little support dropping on in. That's pretty nice. Nice drop right there. Here's the thing, though, which I find more fascinating than that. We got not 1, but 2 Weasels on the field. That's right. If you like your light armor, boy, oh boy, you're getting them in mass. So we are seeing 2 Weasels deployed. Now, we do have Faust that can easily take care of this, mostly. Sorry, Falchion Pioneer, not today. But Rifleman, very low on health, trying to run for it. Again, put in perspective how low, I would probably say, what, like 2% health? But German forces are going to retreat. Weasel actually scared him off. Maybe, again, you could have grabbed that territory. But what do I know? We have another drop coming on in. Is that a Fallschirmjäger? No, actually it's not. It's an LG-40 recoilless launcher. Interesting. Alright. You know, it's something. So we also got a medical facility going online for Chimney Sweeper over here. Let's see. Do we have any base? No, he has not gone for any tech upgrades yet. I mean, it looks like he's putting more manpower into reinforcing his men and getting those double Weasels. 2 Weasels I find a little bit interesting just because of the fact that while they are very good light armory vehicles, you have to make sure you're watching them in a 1v1. So you have to make sure you don't get Fausted and overwhelmed. And B, a lot of their special abilities really good as support, right? Deploying an MG, deploying a mortar, medical, and automatically healing. But maybe the idea is, let's go for a light game focus, dominate the VPs, dominate the map, quickly grab as much territory as possible in order to then concentrate the German forces, which he's doing now, keep them at bay, right, with hit and run tactics to wear them down, because if they go piecemeal, weasels could overwhelm them. And thereby, if you overwhelm, or like keep raiding them and causing hell, you win the VP war and you win the game. I could see it. Right now, we have a couple forces, but again, is this going to be a situation where they get overwhelmed, or is this going to be like a Battle of the Bulge situation where it's like, was it 18 Americans? It was something. It was a very small group of American soldiers that were able to hold off hundreds and hundreds of German forces for hours, which prevented their breakthrough in the Ardennes, which is it's again cool stuff where everyone's like, well, you have to have a bigger army to win. It's like, no, sometimes a very small, well-positioned man can hold back a whole lot. Speaking of which, we got another drop coming on in from Ibra. Ibrahim is deploying another Falchion Pioneer. Again, they're pretty solid, both with their MG15 and the grenade launcher. I think the grenade launcher may be out of fashion right now, but still, it's not too bad. Again, whatever you get it with, whether it's the MG, it's still going to be pretty potent. Plus, you could always blow up stuff with the satchel. So, all in a good day's work. Meanwhile, again, you have a lot of American forces over here. Are we going to see bars on them? No, he does not have... well, it doesn't look like he's going to research the bar upgrade. Let's see. No, okay, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. He went for Mech Support Center. Interesting choice. I recently went it. The airstrikes right now are the main threat from the Air Support Center. It takes a lot of munitions, though, until you decrease the cost. But that's been something a lot of players have been, I don't want to say complaining about, but, like, mentioning. That's why there is a post-patch, because they had to do a hot fix to fix the patch itself to reduce the effectiveness of the American Air Force. But it seems like that, it seems like, he did get bars. Okay, nice. It seems like he may be going with maybe upgraded Shermans, try to make sure the armor is as potent as it possibly can be. Not too bad. American force is going to overwhelm the LG-40. Oh, they're trying to hit the Weasel. They got one shot, which missed, and now you just handed it to the Americans. The Americans appreciate your Lend-Lease, and now we'll use it against you on the battlefield. Meanwhile, American forces just overwhelming the Sturm Pioneers. Oh, boy. Oh, sorry, Falchion Pioneers. Two of the units are retreating. American forces easily dominate that battle. MG being set up, but the Weasel catches it off guard. Great job, once again, with how you're using the Weasels. He's setting up, buddy. Let's see. Weasel's like, that's cool. I'm just going to turn around. What do we do now, Hans? I don't know, Frank. I don't know. And is he going to lose the MG? Well, no, he's going to run. Weasel's just like, I guess I should let him go. It's a little brutal. German forces actually did manage to get the... Wait, did they manage to get the LG-40, or is that a new drop? Oh, they did take out a Weasel. Oh, probably with a Faust, huh? Yep, with a Faust. Okay, so they did some damage. But, again, the Americans still has a decent chunk. Though, Pioneer is quietly grabbing a decent chunk of the map, although American forces are right on his heels. So, good use of the American riflemen. Managing to hold back and effectively push back on the infantry. Fortunately, one of the Weasels did go down, but I am assuming we're about to see Chimney's master plan here soon, which could be a number of things. I will say, a lot of, like, again, some things have been buffed, like the Whiz-Bang. Whiz-Bang is appropriately very powerful, and if this German player, if Ibrahim keeps concentrating his men, that Whiz-Bang could be extremely effective. Now, 1v1, you have to protect it. So it's maybe a second unit, more so than a number one unit. But I'm just seeing tactics of one player, and I can see this guy there like, maybe we should focus on that. Plus, you get airstrikes, mark target, which is always good if the enemy gets like a Panzer IV or something. Although, resource-wise, Chimney Sweeper is getting 33 fuel per turn, has a population of 39, and 51 munitions, compared to Ibrahim, which is getting 8 fuel per turn. So, unless I'm mistaken, I don't think you're going to see a Panzer IV rolling up anytime soon. If anything, we're probably going to see something maybe lighter or just a pure focus on infantry. And what light vehicle could he deploy? Well, none yet. He got the upgrade for his men, which I think is not a bad choice, because again, that at least allows your Grenadiers and MG to have something, right? Have a little bit of veterancy. At least allows it to go a little more toe-to-toe against the American forces, but even then... Oh, wait! Faust? Oh, he doesn't have the resources. Damn. Oh, great shot! Right through the trees. Man, the LG-40 getting some great shots. Alright, does throw a grenade here. You're still going to lose that fight. And, yeah, now Germans, yes, you're right. They will kill you all. Now, run. Alright, so they managed to pull on back. We got ourselves the Stern Pioneers lighting them up from above. MG's grabbing the territory up there. But again, American forces still doing okay. God, they're so like they're so prevalent. They're just like, ah, yes, I got Vet 1. Bring it on. You can always go Vet 1 and then get himself the yep, pour it on him to start suppressing. But the MG's gonna make him drive off. He can't fight that. But he doesn't necessarily need to. Again, the American forces are getting so many... They're about to get 16. He's going to get 67 munitions per turn, potentially. So that is insane. That's going to be double bar riflemen, which is very tough to fight. Again, it's funny, because I was watching Tightrope's video, kind of going over the patch. And just like the DPS compared for on the move is insane. So, really good, especially moving from position to position to fight out this stuff. Or even just base with double bars. Pretty solid still. And he has good cover right here. But looks like with 2 Grenadiers and the Pioneer, he's going to pull on back. Now, Grenadiers are pushing in the south. We have 1 Falchion Pioneer in the north. Again, these American forces, they do have plenty of munitions, so I would be shocked. Utterly shocked we don't see grenades by him. But we're not. We're truly not. Wait, does he have... Hold on. So we do have a base. Okay, there's a grenade. I'm like, why doesn't he have grenades yet? Now he's getting grenades. Again, we have the Mechanized Support Center. So, I don't see any upgrades. Unless I'm mistaken. But, okay, that's where it went. We have the Sherman. Sherman is deployed. So, already at 12 minutes, we have our first medium armored vehicle. Weasel also went down again, so we have no more Weasels. So, he has a high bar to come on in with that Sherman. The Weasels were doing a lot. And again, with the 1 LG-40, it's going to be tough for Ibra to bring down that mighty beast, but if he can use his tactics well, maybe he can do it. Plus, he's 1,000 manpower. That's a lot of men you can bring on up, or a lot more AT, or something to maybe keep the Sherman at bay. But it looks like, actually, he might not need the Sherman on the left, as Chimney Sweeper is, yeah, absolutely pushing back Ibrahim. And effectively taken over the high ground, you can tell by the little icons, and taken over the left-hand side, which means a victory point, which is not, especially right now, what the Germans need, and also a munition point, which is, again, not what the Germans need to lose. Down south, we have additional rifleman squads taken there, so we have 5? Yes, 5 riflemen currently on the field with bars or double bars. 1 Pioneer trying to grab anything it possibly can, but it is... not looking good. Right now, he needs to spend resources. Now, the good news is entry reserves. So he looks like rushed for that, which, again, actually a decent idea in general, because it takes less to reinforce, right? And that way, when if you have already so much manpower and you have this big enough army that can support itself, maybe you get more men to actually support the front. Now, what could he get? A Fallschirmjäger. I mean... he could get some of that infantry, and they would be potent against the riflemen, right? But what else could he get? Well, armor? Armor might be a good idea. Or, there we go. He's getting 2 Stoßtruppen. So, again, armor is probably going to be a bit ways off. So yeah, he's going to get something to hopefully hold back the American infantry. Go toe-to-toe with the elite German infantry, which hopefully can hold them off. But as we see the German infantry be deployed, we got some commandos being deployed. Interesting stuff here. Again, we'll have to see how these guys do. But again, have to watch out with them. Oh, nice grenade. Almost kills the squad. Again, those squads got suppressed by the Air Force, so we know he went with the strafe for the upgrade with Special Ops. Again, we have about a 250-point difference. So we're going to have to do something to turn this tide. Let's see. What is he going to do? But I'm very curious to see what you guys predicted as who's going to win and who's going to lose. I put that up before covering this game. So, anyway, American forces behind the truck are trying their best to hit those grenadiers. We have more American forces, plus the Sherman coming on in. Did he get any upgrades? That's a good question. Did he get any of those upgrades? Wrong thing. No, he has yet to get any upgrades. The reason I say that is the upgrades specifically with, let's say, I'm trying to cover something. So, with the additional armor to make it survive another hit, especially when you're the only Sherman, would definitely be beneficial. Alright, bounce off the side, not a great look. Sherman repositioning, double bounce! Oh no. Also, no 50 cal, which I feel interesting. Because again, I think you have so many resources. You have 200, you absolutely could upgrade that. Airstrike brings him down quite a bit. Stoßtruppen taking a lot of hits, but genuinely holding pretty well, all things considered. Let's see. They're trying to hold. Eventually that AT gun is starting to crack that Sherman's armor. I would pull back the Stoßtruppen though, they are very low. And you do not want to lose such expensive infantry units. Alright, and we still only have one AT, but that Sherman is still trying to wear down the German infantry. Oh, American forces coming in on the flank, but the MG set on up. Oh, wait, as Sherman's focusing, grenade is thrown on the Americans. He might lose a squad here. He does! An American squad goes down. Grenade is thrown on the Stoßtruppen. Oh, takes it like a champ. An AT gun kills the Sherman. Man, remember that I said about the additional armor? Yeah, that might have paid off. Another squad goes down. Americans losing quite a bit, but the Germans are barely keeping it together. Very weak. Few men left in their squads, but they are holding, and they're doing everything in their power to, stay in this fight. And remember, the reinforcement costs are lower, so even though that is a lot of men, it is not as crucial in terms of how much manpower you need to recruit all of them. It'll probably zap all of his remaining manpower, which might be very bad, especially if he's trying to get armor. But again, compared to the Americans, which let's jump over to them, right? They lost 2 rifleman squads and a Sherman, right? That's going to heavily delay what they can do. Honestly, as well, I'm surprised they didn't try to do.
Commander, we should spend our munitions.
Well, actually, no, that wouldn't have been. Well, you have a lot of munitions. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm surprised that maybe just.
The enemy is stealing
You didn't try to use that, or some other things to help you out. Every little bonus helps, especially when you have 300 munitions. I feel like munitions is something you could just burn off, and it's like, yeah, no, it's nothing. All right, but Americans still have a decent fighting force. They now have another rifleman squad, and they still have some. Well, okay, they have 2 guys that are veterancy, but still, they at least have some veterancy men. And one is actually very close to Vet 2. So, German forces have to hold out in the north. Again, that's the only area they actually control a decent amount of resources. So that fuel will absolutely help Ibrahim actually have something to fight. Wait, hold on. Do we have... Wait. Why is it... Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, why is Ibrahim... sorry. Wait, is that a glitch? I feel like that's a glitch. Hold on. Ah, yes, the Germans are building a Sherman. Wait, what? Alright, anyway, American forces are capturing the left. We have another Sherman being deployed by Chimney Sweeper. So, yeah, he's just going mass armor. We have an airstrike coming on in. It's orange, so it's of medium effectiveness. But, looks like the Air Force did not hit target. Grenade is thrown. Again, we don't have that many points remaining, so they need to capture that territory very quickly. Alright. No, there is no armor. So that was absolutely a glitch. For some reason, it was showing it on the German side. I was like, what is happening? Anyway, MG suppressed the riflemen. We still have the commandos up there. A small group coming around the corner. Again, he doesn't have a lot of resources, so we're not seeing any real upgrades unless they're automatically coming out. But he's still doing decently well. He's still trying his best, which I'll give him full credit. And now actually he has the bigger infantry army, plus his more AT. Right? These LG-40s are really coming in clutch. So who needs armor when you have sufficient manpower and men? Actually, the manpower thing is a little bit pushing it because he burned all of it to try to get this army operational. So he's going to have to make sure he doesn't lose anything or take too many casualties. Commandos got pushed back and almost killed on the retreat. Those Shermans trying their best to dominate. Again, I would go for the kill, truthfully, because that's a very expensive unit. But instead, he's going to push north and get in the kill zone between two LG-40s. Sherman's trying to stop them, put it down. Misses the shot. LG-40 will get one more. Does kill that, but not this one. This one's actually firing through the house. I think he's using direct fire on it. Sherman been Faust and trying to get away. Hold on. Can we get a kill on something? He did recruit it. No, we just can't. These Shermans just can't get kills. They can't put down the Wehrmacht in this case. Like cockroaches, these German forces just won't die and are just a prevalent threat. And now we got ourselves a Panzer IV. Okay, eventually, if you step on it, the cockroach dies. But now you got the big threat coming on in. Panzer IV hopefully can put down at least one Sherman. It is a rear armor, so it's a very high likelihood of penetrating. And it does penetrate and put down the Sherman. There we go. So now, again, American forces, I mentioned, I think I hinted at it earlier. I didn't say it, but yeah, they have bazookas. So at the very least, the Panzer IV does have something to worry about for the infantry, right? Does help if they actually pen. We also have grenades being thrown. Does stun it. Probably could throw at least one more on it and get another a round of bazookas on it. But look at the map. Look at what the German forces are doing. They're capturing so much territory that all the resources that the chimney sweeper has put, you know, to try to fight and dominate the Wehrmacht. With all those losses, it's not paying off as much as you may like. Now, I'm not going to deny another Sherman would help, but he lost another rifleman squad. He might lose another here. Panzer IV gets a nice shot. Strobe troop in, lighting him up. We're going to get a kill on the retreat. Very lucky he didn't lose that squad. But yeah, they're both retreating. And very lucky that they survived. Hold on, guys. Don't worry. I'm going to try to grab one of your comrades. You know, hopefully we can get some free reinforcements. Anyway. Again, the Germans are just getting more and more territory. Again, fuel-wise, still not doing great. But right now, so long as they hold the VP advantage, they'll be okay. The Americans need to grab a piece of territory. So obviously, the biggest threat's going to be here, right? Here and here. This is far enough in German lines where I don't think you're going to see an American spearhead to get there. But then again, can the Americans divide their forces and effectively grab that territory? Double checking the American base, we are looking at a situation where... Oh, okay, we do have an upgrade. So he did get the 76mm, you can tell by the gun. And he got the armor. So he did up the Shermans at least a little bit. Again, they're not... The 76s are not what they used to be in terms of their effectiveness from the initial days, I should say, of CoH3's release. Also, giving them 50 cals on their guns may be useful. But they're still quite potent and hopefully can drive a spearhead straight through these German lines. But we have plenty of AT. We got plenty of forces to heal that Panzer IV to bring it operational. Plenty of elite infantry. I just find it very difficult to believe these Shermans are going to effectively drive the Germans away, given their performance previously. But you never know. All they need is 1 victory point, and potentially they can win the game. Right now, commandos are trying to hold this position. Do scare off the commandos? Well, kind of. They make them pull back while there's MG, so I don't think these guys can hold out indefinitely. And yeah, there we go. They're probably going to move up right now. So, up north, we have American forces going for the point. There's actually nothing here, but it might be because the Wehrmacht player is actually pushing for this point with his whole army. Meanwhile, the Americans are going to grab that point. They could be a bad move on Ibrahim's position because he doesn't have that many points to burn. So, allowing the Americans to grab a territory, maybe not the best. Okay, so he's going to divide. He has a couple stroke trooping down south, while the rest of his infantry are going to fight up here. Grenades are thrown. American forces take heavy hits. Very weak. Even in good cover, the grenades did what they needed to. This American squad's holding pretty effectively. This one, not so much. Oh, he's going to... Hold on. It actually survives. Holy shit. With barely... I want to see that man's health. That man has 21 health remaining out of 600. Oh, can we kill a stroke troopin'? Oh, it's close. But he will survive. Meanwhile, Shermans are giving it their best. We have an airstrike coming on in. Grenadier's taking heavy blows. Does kill the AT gun. The Sherman might see blood in the water, hoping to fight off the Panzer IV. But we still have another AT gun. I think it's... Well, I believe there's another AT gun. No. No, it's not. That... Okay, so it looks like it died. Oh, yeah, there's the 2. Whoops. I'm blind. That Panzer IV is having a real rough time. Does he have armored skirts? He does not. Well. They are actually just quickly grabbing the... They're using strobe trooper to recruit. It's like, oh yes, get the best men on that support crew. Sir, won't that be more expensive? Doesn't matter. We have the manpower. But, yeah, they're going to heal up the Panzer IV. Look, the Germans definitely took hits and lost some men, but I would say the Americans, while they definitely, you know, did damage, they didn't do what they strategically needed to do and grab the victory points. So, overall, if the Germans can reinforce their men and bring themselves back up to the front, they would have, I would say this absolutely would have been a win for that battle. If the Americans can reinforce, get to the front quicker, and grab the both points, then I would say the Americans would be in a way better position. But it looks like that is not the case. The Germans are already bringing their men up, so they're able to easily hold back the American counterattack. So that's good. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, sure, you beat the army, but can you come back quicker? And it seems like in this case, the Germans could easily come back. Air support, though, coming on in. Almost kills the MG, but not quite. Does make it a runaway, though. Strobe trooping also very weak. American infantry should be fine. Does have cover, though, so I will say that. It is out of cover. Also, up north, we have American forces grabbing territory. So if they grab both and just hold it for a little bit, that would be a GG. But the... well, they do have, you know, the crews repairing, which is nice. It's still going to take a little bit of time for the Shermans to come back full force. And right now, the American infantry are essentially fighting by themselves against not 1, but now 2 German panzers. So that's going to be a real tough fight. Overall, again, I feel like Chimney Sweeper had the lead, but he lost too many men. He didn't preserve it. He got a little too cocky, and that bit him in the ass pretty hard. Now he has to fight with a smaller army against more elite German forces and hope to God he can get some kills. Now, luckily, it looks like those forces did retreat, but what are you going to do against American riflemen? Down south, we have strobe trooping in solid cover, so again, they can try to hold off. Meanwhile, the Panzer IVs are holding back the American riflemen. Will they try to go for the kill, or just wait for the Shermans? Which, by the way, is he going to get another? He is getting another Sherman. So, the ploy, I could see, is 3 Shermans, potentially, fighting 2 Panzer IVs, but then backed up, remember, with those Panzer IVs, with 2 AT guns. I would still give victory. I'm thinking of, like, the calculator of, like, Axis and Allies in my head, where it's like you roll and it's like percentage to win. Yeah, the percentage to win is still probably like 75% in favor of the Wehrmacht. But it depends on the movement and where these guys go. The initial confrontations set by the Americans, beating back the strobe trooping. We have air support coming on in, and that is an anti-vehicle air support, which will strafe the Sherman. Again, their armor will prevent it from doing too much damage on the initial go. We have another Sherman on standby. Panzer IV and the AT guns are in position. Again, they are killing a decent chunk of the German forces. But this Panzer IV is going after this Sherman that's just overextended. Again, I don't know where he's going, but neither does he, as he gets strafed once again by the German Air Force. He is down to like 10% of his health. Meanwhile, the two Shermans are just chilling back at base, not keeping the Panzer IVs engaged. So because the Panzer IVs are not engaged, truthfully, it's because of the Air Force. Why would you engage during that? But still, they are able to freely go out and hunt for that Sherman. Does get a bounce off the front. But second shot, not so lucky, and he does go down. All right. So great job with the call-in. Perfectly timed. Ibrahim counteracting the, well, more, I won't even say more armor, because he only pushed with 2. But still, I would say a solid job at slowly coming back in this game. We have now about a 110-point lead, which doesn't sound like much, but given the fact that Ibrahim was already so low, good job on his part for actually coming back in a major way. The American forces, again, they have slowly regained their men and time to hopefully make a large-scale counterattack. Drives the AT guns away. That could be big, as the American forces might have the ability to push with his Shermans. We shall see. That'd be hilarious if he throws a satchel on these Shermans. AT grenades go off, hit the Panzer IV. We have a strafe coming on in. It is a German strafe. Panzer IV does go down. Strafe, it suppresses the bazookas. Hold on, Panzer IV might meet its maker. No, Panzer IV puts down the Sherman before he could die. Does a white phosphorus shot, a little too late. Then he could have probably direct fired through. But armor-wise, the Americans technically have the lead right now. Took a lot of men, but they do have the lead. The Germans, I definitely know they lost some men. Yeah, they did. They actually lost quite a bit in that attack. Did he actually use the special? No, he didn't use that. But still, the Americans need to grab territory because they are down in the resource department. Oh, okay, maybe not fuel. They can probably grab another Sherman. Everything else, yeah. But here comes the elite infantry really trying to hold the line. American forces will grab the victory point to stop the bleed as it comes closer and closer for him to lose it. Let's see. But here comes the AT guns once again. Coming in clutch. Oh my god, there's an American's head stuck in the treads. I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be fine. Commando's very low on health. Stoßtruppen take him down. And now again, the Sherman's going after the MG. AT gun's still in range though. Gets a nice rear armor shot. Can he finish off the MG? No, he cannot. Victory point wise, it's clear if that rifleman can grab the territory. Does he have speed on his side? Yeah, that's where you start running. That's where you start running to grab the territory. Using that small window. Heal up as quickly as possible and then stay in that fight. American forces are guarding over here. If he manages to hold that territory and use the armor to counteract any infantry, the American could come back. The American could absolutely still win this if he just dominates in those areas. Does he have air support? He does not have the resources for air support. All right. Oh, that speed boost. All right. Hold on, Grenadiers. Are they going to rush on to stop it? Oh, that speed boost could have saved him. Oh, wait, no. He's not jumping on the point. Hold on. That's a... Ibrahim, maybe a misplay. 2 victory points now against him. And he does not have... He also does not have a lot of time. Sherman, though, is almost up. We have another Sherman on the field. And look at that. We have a rifleman squad diving in, going to cut off this other victory point. So while the battle rages over this one, he can stealth cap the other to make sure nothing goes bad. But no one's losing victory points. And again, the Germans are using all their firepower, their AT, the Panzer IV, the Grenadiers, everything to bring down these Shermans and the riflemen around them. It is a close fight, and the Germans are not giving up. Neither are the Americans. But the victory point has been decapped. Although this other territory was quickly capped. So now the German forces are quickly rushing over. And the victory points are now controlled. He needs to send territory units over quickly And while there are a number of support equipment here, the Shermans are free and mobile, so if he can sneak around and does not go in for a headlong charge, he might be able to hold on. All right, riflemen are grabbing the munitions in the back. Fuel. All right, victory point wise, he lost about 9 points, maybe 10. There, he lost 10 points. Shermans are going in on the Falchion Pioneer. American forces, get on the point, hurry! Get those men on the point! Oh, it's so close! Oh, he did. Oh, he did. Okay, he stopped it. Now here comes all the infantry. MG, though, still in one place. Fires... Okay, that's a little weird, firing through the bush. But, is he going to direct fire through? He does. Hits the Sherman. Because obviously he can't see it. Alright. Vet 3 Sherman, though. Again, white phosphorus. Shots. Let's see. Oh. Ibrahim has air support coming on in. That Sherman might meet its maker to the German Air Force. He does! AT guns are down, though. American forces are suppressed. They do have 1 victory point, but they don't have 2. Here comes the Air Force against the Sherman. Panzer IV might be able to take it out. Up there goes the MG. American Pioneers are grabbing it. AT gun is pulling back. Sherman is getting the hell out of there, but the Air Force kills him before he can retreat. Whizbang is on the field. Again, nothing really to protect the Whizbang. Panzer IV could easily dive it. Whizbang about to fire. And while the rockets are firing, the Germans are not done. Actually doing a little bit to the Panzer IV. That's not bad. Oh, never mind. Flies right over. Run, Whizbang. I would run. And that's it. That is GG. What a game. That was a really solid game. I enjoyed that quite a bit. All right, let's double check overall damage. Let's see here. We got 135 kills for Ibrahim. A lot of units lost, and the Americans did get more. But overall, even though he lost more, again, how he played the map in terms of using those reserves so that way he could build up more of his men and just kind of building that really elite German infantry, I think was a solid choice. Again, resource-wise, absolutely, Chimney Sweeper was doing quite well for a good portion of time. So, again, you can see here by points, it's just halfway through the game, it just switched. And again, all those resources, while, yes, Ibrahim was, like, floating quite a bit for a decent chunk. Again, getting up to, like, 1,400 at some points, apparently. I think he still did a good job at counteracting. Whereas you can see, overall, the American forces just had a real rough time. But yeah, no, really, really solid stuff right there. Overall, great game. I really, really enjoyed, let's see, actually, hold on, let's check units real quick. So right now we double check units. Strobe Troop, and he did lose 1, but got 69 infantry kills. Nice. Vehicle-wise, again, Panzer Force did okay. They got 11 infantry kills. Did kill 3 vehicles. I would say probably also the biggest vehicle killer. The LG-40 did really solid stuff. Now we switch to the other gentleman. The Rifleman, 51 kills. Again, wow, okay. So I'm assuming the Shermans were the things that were the real big. Yeah, the Shermans, 52 kills right there. That was the other big killer of stuff. Interesting enough, it was the M4. What? Interesting. Oh, it's because the upgrade. Right, sorry. Ignore me. Anyway, good job with the Shermans, again, trying to do his best. I think, though, that overall, he didn't kill the infantry on retreat. There were a few occasions he diverted to just keep fighting, where I think going for the kill would have been a way better tactic to make sure the enemy doesn't come back. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. It's been Greyshot17, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, Big Cooch, Aphyria, Ace, Pyro Shark, Tonybee 95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.